Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the Nova some more. So in the last video, I got the transmission ready to go in, and I actually put it in. Figured there was no point in videoing it because you wouldn't really be able to see what I was doing under there. And it's just putting a transmission in. So I got it back in, and today what we're going to do is we're going to get the exhaust system back on.
The ferns and the ducks.
But we're going to have to do some modifications to the exhaust. Now, when I put the steering rack in, this exhaust pipe here, I figured I was going to have tons of room to fit it with the steering rack on. But the way the steering shaft goes, it actually is worse. And I didn't have enough room. So I'm embarrassed to say, but I ended up bashing the exhaust with a hammer to get it to fit. Which I know, you know, engine masters, Freiberger, you know, they said it doesn't matter, whatever, but I'll take you underneath and I'll show you what I ended up having to do here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Oh yeah, so you can see right there where it's like bashed, and of course I bashed it way more than I needed to. So pretty much what I'm going to do today is fix that, because I can't leave it like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw the exhaust in, and the passenger side is all good, so that's going to get bolted in, and then the driver's side will just be hanging, and then we'll have to take that pipe off, cut it, and fix it. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad, but we'll get it good. Honestly, if I had just bashed a tiny bit, I probably wouldn't be so concerned, but because I really crunch it up way more than I needed to, I don't like it. So, and then also last night, what I ended up doing while I was putting the transmission in was I decided to clean up the underneath of the car a little bit, and I ended up pretty much from the transmission all the way to the back, scraped all the dirt, all the crud, etc. off, and cleaned it up and painted everything, which I think looks really nice. Now the floors aren't nearly as good as they look. There is some patching up in the front here and down in the back there, so really the car does need floor pans, and eventually I plan on putting a new roll cage in, and when I do that I'll do the floors at the same time. So yeah, but I think it's definitely a lot cleaner, and it looks a lot better. So okay, let's get this exhaust in. Okay, then the V-bands go on, which is so nice. Over I had those kind of like things that squish together before, semi-truck whatevers. They were pretty annoying for getting the exhaust off. Now I can take the exhaust off in a matter of minutes, so if I wanted to take it off at the track, I definitely could. I think my car would definitely go faster if I just got rid of the exhaust, but that's not gonna happen. So there we go, it's on there. Now the rear end in here is a quick performance 9-inch with Wilwood brakes, and then it has a strange aluminum center section, 370 gears, strange drive shaft, Dynamax mufflers. And see, I put it so that the Dynamax points out. I don't know if you can see that, but and then the Caltrax and split monoleafs, and the Rancho RS 9000 9-way adjustable shocks, dash 10 braided fuel line, feed and return, and 3.5-inch full to the back exhaust system. Okay, so I'll get the socket so I can tighten up the V-bands, and then we'll move to the front. All right, so now we're ready to put this piece on. So I cleaned up the ends and put a little silicone on there, I figured, just to help it seal up. I thought I'd point out how nice it is outside today. So So you can see the S10. I never ended up taking the wheels off it, but I had them covered, so I uncovered them. So pretty much it's ready to go. Just probably waiting for the streets to dry. As you can see, we still have snow. It's not all gone, but it's actually really nice today. First day I've had the door open. And there's that Grand Am, which I think we got to get rid of that. It was my kid's car, but I think we're going to get rid of it. I had thought about like rear wheel drive swapping that thing, but I don't know. It's pretty rusty, the car. I'd rather do a Cobalt or something if I was going to do that. So yeah, it's getting there. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but it's mid-March right now. And so for mid-March, this is crazy warm, nice weather. So we're just crossing our fingers that it stays nice and it doesn't get crappy and snow again. But all right, so we're going to crawl under there and get this exhaust pipe on. Hopefully you can see there what's going on. It's so weird because there's no steering arms anymore with the steering rack. There's no steering arms in my way, which I find odd because I'm not used to it. Okay, so let's see if we can jimmy this in here without taking the clamp right off. No, of course not. Of course not. Alright. So all I gotta do now is tighten it up. I'm living on borrowed time here because this SD card is gonna fill up any second and I have to get a different one. So I will get this tight and then we'll do the other side. There we go. Okay, so now this side of the exhaust is on. Then we'll get that pipe on and then that other one up top will have to come off and then get cut. I got that pipe on. I took a little break, read some comments. Someone called me a dork. So then I cried for a little while, and then now I'm back, and we're gonna get back to work. So I got it on there, and now as you can see, it doesn't even line up anymore. So obviously it, like if I, I can kind of push it into, but even then now there's a space. So I don't know if bashing it messed it up, but we're going to pull it off and cut off the offending part, and then we're going to make it fit. This V-band and the way the turbo's mounted is kind of tight here. Now my other issue kind of here is that it's between the header and the steering arm, it's very tight, and getting that V-band out of there can be kind of a pain, which really sucks. Here I thought going to a steering rack was going to buy me a whole bunch of room, and it didn't. Now, the other day I had this in and out 100 times, and now I can't remember how I easily was able to pull this out of here. Urgh. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it has to go that way. So there you see how much I smashed it, which is just not going to fly with me. And it doesn't really matter because it doesn't line up anyway. So we're going to mark this. We're going to cut it. Oh, I don't know. Here, what I maybe should have done is put this in the press and try to just oval it, like squish it and make it oval, and that might have been better, but hindsight is 20/20, they say. So let's cut this up. No good. So we're gonna get this in, on, and then we're gonna figure out what we gotta do from there.
Oh, it does stink.
All right, yeah. Clayton just farted. It really stinks, as Mike said. Mike's doing things. You'll see that in another video, but and Clayton's just standing around farting apparently. So, I have the exhaust obviously cut off and down in here, and I'm trying to fit this. I'm trying to fit this bend here, this bend up in there, and trying to figure a way to kind of get it to go around the steering shaft. Having a hard time. I think I might be able to, if I could put this kind of here and tack it, pull it out, and then make a pie cut section. That might work. If not, I'm probably gonna have to buy some different bends because this is all I got. So I think I might try to do that and see what that does. And if that doesn't work, then I'll have to order some kind of U-bend or something. All right, so I've been screwing around with it for a little while, and I think I might have come up with a way to do it. So you can see in there, I got that bend to a straight piece, and then there's a big gap where I would need either another small bend or a pie cut maybe. So I think I might tack that in place and see if that is gonna work. The only other issue I might run into is once this is all made, I might not be able to get it out of here. I'd have to take the header off, pull the pipe out, put the pipe in, then put the header on last, which kind of sucks because the header is what holds the turbo in place, but it's looking like this might be the way I'm gonna have to do it. So like I said, I think I'll try tacking it and then see where to go from there. I've been screwing around. I haven't really filmed it because it's nothing to film. It's basically just take the piece out, put the piece in, turn it around, etc. So this is what I've got. So I cut that bend that I had in half, and I welded half of it on there, and then I weld half of it, or I'm gonna weld half of it to this thing, and then pretty much I made a pie cut here, and then I'm gonna have to sort of pie cut this one a bit. I marked it right there, so I got to take a bit off of this, and then I think it's gonna work actually. The only thing I'm concerned about now is that the back spark plug is kind of close, but I think it should be okay. So hopefully it's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna grind this down, try to fit it, and then hopefully it's gonna work. Here it is. So I got it really good on this side, but kind of over here it's a little bit of a gap. But since I'm MIGging it, it won't really matter. But you can see the rest of the gaps are all pretty decent. It gets a little wide around the backside, but that's pretty much it. That's what it takes to get around that steering shaft. So I guess I'm gonna weld all this up, and actually it seemed like it was pretty easy to get in and out. Way easier than it was before, so maybe the angle of it. So hopefully we should be okay here. And I think that spark plug I should be fine. There's a decent gap between it and the boot and the exhaust, so I don't think it should get too hot. So I guess I'm gonna get to welding. It turned out pretty good. On that back side, I ended up having to like add a little piece in there, so I had to kind of like double weld it, but so that looks a little ugly. But from the inside, of course you probably can't see really, but it's nice and smooth in there. I basically, where I had to add that little piece, I cut it to fit exactly in there and butt welded it so that it wasn't above, you know. So I mean, I could grind that down, smooth it, you wouldn't even probably notice. But so let's see if we can put it back in the car now, because it came out relatively easy. If I can just remember how I did it. that. I'm gonna get some silver header paint and give it a paint job, because when I was trying to fit it before, I scratched the crap out of it all in here, and plus where I just rebuilt it. We'll roll under there. And we'll see how it fits now. Alright, so if you look, I haven't put the V-band on, but it's perfectly lined up, and there's clearance. Well, actually right now there isn't much clearance, but I think that's just because it's not quite in the right spot. So let me put the V-band, get everything tight, and I'll come back. Alright, so I got everything tight, and there it is. I mean, it's close, but it's not touching. There's clearance, which is what we needed, and I think everything else with the spark plug and all that should be fine. And as you can see, the exhaust still fits just perfectly fine, so that's good. All right, so that is it for this. It's in there, it fits good, everything seems all right with the world. I put the wheels on for now, which is nice to see. They haven't been on for a while. So yeah, the next thing I'll do is just pull this out, scuff her down, give it a paint job. Maybe I'll take this one off and paint it too while I'm at it, see what happens. And then next I'm going to get back to work on the GTO, hopefully. So like always, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Buy some merch. We got merch. Everyone wants merch. See the Facebook page for the merch. And we'll check you later.